In the spring of 2022, what should have been a safe, fun, and memorable evening for 46-year-old Chhabria Harris ended like this.
Say your first name again.
Chhabria.
Chhabria. So you, after we're done here, you're going to be arrested today, okay? And you're going to be charged with reckless homicide. You were driving a vehicle and you struck 3 people.
3.
One's dead, one's going to die, and the other one's critically injured.
I killed somebody's baby. I killed somebody's baby.
Before we begin, we hope this heartbreaking story serves as a stark reminder that getting behind the wheel after consuming alcohol can have tragic consequences. And, as always, we'd like to express our sincere condolences to the victims and their families. Chhabria Harris had been looking forward to seeing her friends for more than a week by the time Saturday, May the 21st of 2022 rolled around. That Saturday night was such a big deal because she was attending a friend's bar opening in Rock Island, Illinois, just across the Mississippi River from Davenport, Iowa, about a mile to the north. It's unclear what she did that day, but at approximately 11 p.m., she got into her white 2008 Cadillac Escalade and drove to Rock Island to support her friend's new business. The party was already underway by the time she got there, and she immediately joined the group of friends who were drinking, laughing, and having a great time. By her own account, she drank a wine cooler and at least 2 shots of vodka in the next hour and a half. But as is often the case at festive occasions, she may have lost track of how many drinks she had consumed. Either way, she said goodbye to her friends and left the bar sometime between 1 and 1:30 a.m. on Sunday, May the 22nd, 2022. But as late as it was, she still wasn't ready to call it a night. Instead, she drove north on the Centennial Bridge to visit a different group of friends at a get-together in Davenport, Iowa. According to Miss Harris, she didn't stay long, and she didn't have anything else to drink. Shortly thereafter, she got back into her Escalade and drove east along River Drive before merging onto the southbound span of the new I-74 bridge. It's worth pointing out that Miss Harris never liked driving over the I-74 bridge, or any bridge for that matter. This was especially true at night, and it didn't help that she drove a hefty Cadillac SUV that was significantly longer and wider than the average family sedan. No matter how careful she was, she always felt like she was about to scrape her beautiful Escalade along the concrete barriers that were positioned just inches from the travel lanes. That said, the I-74 bridge was one of the shortest routes between Davenport and her home in Illinois. After nearly 4 hours of construction, the neighborhood portion of the bridge opened late in 2020, and the southbound side opened just a few months later. The new bridge is visually impressive, even though it's only about a mile or 1.6 kilometers long from end to end. And it isn't just for motorized vehicles. It also has a 14-foot or 4.3-meter wide footpath on the far side of the southbound travel lanes that's reserved for walkers, bikers, and joggers going in both directions. The footpath is separated from the travel lanes by a robust concrete barrier, but unfortunately it had a major flaw that went unnoticed until the wee hours of the morning on Sunday, May the 22nd of 2022. In a tragic twist of fate, Chhabria Harris didn't actually enter the vehicle lane like she should have when she merged onto the bridge. Instead, she drove onto the 14-foot wide footpath. As hard as it is to believe in hindsight, the path's entrance was not protected by steel or reinforced concrete bollards to prevent careless drivers from making this potentially fatal mistake. And to make matters worse, 22-year-old Charles Bowen, 21-year-old Ethan Gonzalez, and 18-year-old Anthony Castaneda were walking on the footpath when Miss Harris turned onto the bridge. Moments later, just a few minutes before 2 a.m., she brought the Escalade to an abrupt stop and called 911. She told the operator that she had just hit a large animal like a deer. At that point, the Escalade's bumper was crumpled and the hood was bent upward at a 45-degree angle. Miss Harris was obviously shaken by the incident, and in the early going, she planned on staying where she was until the officers arrived. However, she got nervous and fled when a number of bystanders showed up to see what had caused such a commotion. When first responders arrived a few minutes later, they found Charles Bowen, Ethan Gonzalez, and Anthony Castaneda lying on the pedestrian path. Ethan Gonzalez was immediately pronounced dead at the scene. The 2 other men had potentially life-threatening injuries as well. At that point, it wasn't clear if either of them would survive. But by then, the vehicle and driver responsible for the carnage was long gone. According to witnesses and the two survivors, a large white SUV slammed into the young men while they were walking along the I-74 bridge footpath. Before long, officers saw Miss Harris exiting in a damaged Cadillac Escalade in East Moline, just a short drive from where the accident had occurred.
I get my head on this. So I'm Officer Schultz from Moline Police Department. So I just I was talking to their officer. I just want to kind of verify a few things. So that's your SUV then?
Yeah.
Okay. And you were coming from Davenport or?
No,
Okay.
right off that bridge, right there.
The new bridge over here from Bettendorf then, or?
Right there, I was coming through that.
Gotcha.
Up under there? Yeah, I was coming, yeah.
Where were you at before you were on the bridge? Were you in Davenport or Bettendorf?
John Deere. Rock Island? No. John Deere. Come through that Russell. You're older than my job? Yeah. See.
So you, was anybody else in the car with you? Just you?
No.
Okay, where were you coming from?
Right there.
I don't know where were you at though?
Where were you
Where were you at?
when you were coming? Mom, I went and got me something to drink over there.
After she admitted to consuming alcohol that night, one of the officers took her outside and administered a number of field sobriety tests. The heavily damaged Escalade can be seen in the background.
You can see me okay right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you could just stand, just put your hands down your side for me.
It's cold.
I know it's a little chilly out
I
tonight, but
peed on myself too, I'm sorry.
that's okay. That's okay. Okay. So can you see my fingers okay?
Two of them.
Yep. Can you see the light okay?
Yeah.
So what I have you do is I want you to follow my fingers with your eyes only. Do not move your head, okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I supposed to be following the light, right?
Yep, just the light. You're doing just fine.
I'm sorry, I'm
Nope,
cold.
you're okay. Yep, just make sure you keep your head still for me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Follow the light.
Yep, just the light.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Y'all don't understand. I love animals, so and my needs are checking. Sorry.
You okay? Okay. So the next thing we have you do is what we call like a walk and turn test, okay?
Oh, I ain't
You said you don't have any problems with your legs,
No.
any problems?
I
Perfect.
mean, my knees are weak, but I mean,
Okay, and you're okay walking in those shoes?
oh yeah, baby.
Okay, so maybe just come over here with me,
Okay.
and what I want you to do is stand right here. You're gonna put your left foot here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, it's okay.
Baby, that
It's just
was
a
no
car.
deer.
Go ahead and begin for me.
Ready, baby?
Yep, go ahead and begin for me.
Baby, but y'all see somebody back there.
Well, we're dealing with that. We're gonna do this first, okay?
Okay.
Just go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Nope.
I'm
so
sorry.
get back in starting position like I showed you.
Ready?
Yep, Miss Harris, get
Okay.
back to starting position like I showed you. And then go ahead and begin when you're ready.
Sorry.
Nope,
my
you're
legs
okay.
are big. Ready? I peed on myself.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Yep, go ahead and
Ready?
begin. Yep. Keep your hands down by your side for me and count out loud.
Oh my God. Ready? Now we're.
Okay, just do it like I showed you.
You didn't say how many.
I said 9, remember?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, make sure you count out loud.
My nerves are red.
I get you.
How many did I get?
But once you do that 9, go ahead and make the turn like I showed you, and then do the next 9,
How
okay?
many did I do? Start over?
Nope, just continue from where you are.
I can't.
Okay.
I'm nervous. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, you're placed in arrest for DUI, all right? Do you have anything you need out of that car right now?
Oh.
Okay.
Just get it fall onto your mom.
Okay.
Yeah. I want your head fall. Okay.
Huh?
We're gonna probably get your phone to you so you can call.
It's fine. Can I try one more time? Because I'm nervous. My
Yeah,
shit is fucked up.
Yeah.
Can I try one more time?
That's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Your standard.
So we're gonna come back to my car, okay?
Hey, baby. Like I said, seeing my shit
Sure.
and knowing,
Yep.
I'm nervous.
How do you pronounce your first name again?
Chhabria.
Sharia, okay.
Can I take another test?
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to
Okay.
do another test. Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna go down to the PD
I
first,
don't
though.
want to see that right there.
No, I know. That's why we're gonna go walk away from
Okay.
it. So, Chhabria, just so you're aware, I do have a dog in the back of my car.
Oh,
she might
come
bark,
here.
but she won't be able to get at you. Okay?
No, but
okay.
she might love me.
She might. She's pretty
Okay.
nice.
I'm sorry, y'all.
She's laughing over here.
After a brief medical check at the Unity Point Hospital, Miss Harris was handed over to officers from Moline, Iowa, and was taken to the police station where an investigator tried to get her to sign a statement.
Across, like I said, and I came back across the bridge, had got off the bridge, came all around a river drive, and then that's when it happened. I thought it was an animal. Like I said, I thought it was an animal, so I hit the animal. But like I said, it was a hard hit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the? I thought it was a deer, actually. You know, and I'm an animal person, so I'm like, you know what? And like I said, when I see my foot, because I closed my eyes, my seatbelt held me.
Okay.
My seatbelt held me, so I knew it was something serious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and I feel for animals. I love animals.
Yeah.
I'll take a fucking stray cat if you give it to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when I seen it, my roof caved up. I felt me jolt. I said, oh, like I said, thought it was an animal.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank period. So I pulled over. That's when I called you guys.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna lie, I got nervous when too many people showed up.
Okay.
When I called you, well, I ain't gonna lie. When I first called you guys, I called my mom because that's just a norm. Because my mom, she gets my son, and then after that, I called my son's dad to get him. That's just a normal. When everything happened, even if I'm at work and I cut my arm or my blood pressure's up, when my blood pressure's up at work, I call my mom, then I call my son's dad, and then he makes sure he's at my house by the time my son get off school. It's just a norm.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But tonight, like I said, I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I think I hit a deer. I don't even know where the deer came from. She said, okay, baby, pull over. I called you guys. I called my son's dad. And then I didn't call my baby. My son's dad was like, okay, I'm going to call him, and blah, 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 blah.
Familiar that on this new bridge that there's a walkway?
No.
Um,
I'm just used to getting off on this main entrance that takes you to River Drive. We curve around, because it's like different now to me.
yeah,
And I was like,
when
what the
you're
fuck?
coming from Davenport and you're coming into Bettendorf, and you gotta kind of loop around,
No.
and you get on the new bridge. You know
So-
that when you
So all I know is this different period, because I don't even mess with that bridge period. If I don't got to, I don't go across it, and I never have, because I never liked that bridge. I'm scared of bridges.
Yeah.
I watched
Did you
too many
notice
scary
the bridge,
bridges.
the part of the bridge that you were on today, that it wasn't lit up?
Yes, this side. It's not, but that side is.
Yeah, the other side was
That-
lit up.
yeah.
The side you were on was not lit
No.
up. Did
No,
you
it's
know
not.
there were like lane markings?
No, baby, I just know that I got to get off to get on River Drive, and that's where I was at. I took my curve like I usually do, but it's a little different. But I took my curve like I usually do.
Do you remember when you got off that there was no lights controlling the part of the bridge that you got off on, but there was some next to you?
Not gonna say that.
You don't remember?
No, I just was paying attention to everything.
Do you remember it being really narrow?
Narrow, yes, because I'm like, what the? Sorry for my
No,
language.
you're good.
Yeah.
I swear from time to time. 3 times a year, I swear.
Yes, I was that.
Like, did you feel like it was very narrow on your car?
Very. Because I'm like, what the? And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. This is new shit, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, why ain't the It's lit up, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, I did my usual. That was the thing. I did my usual.
So you noticed that the part you were on wasn't lit up?
It was not lit up.
Okay, but the other part of the bridge was lit
Over
up.
there.
Yeah, to your...
So I'm on my left.
On the
and
driver's side.
on the right, yes. All that is pretty.
Yeah.
It's all lit up pretty.
And then your part was very narrow.
No.
Concrete.
Yeah.
The concrete on both.
Concrete, you got to be careful over there.
Yeah.
And that's what made me more aware. Like I say, because I don't even go across the bridge, period, whether it's going or coming.
And I apologize, I did ask this before, but are you familiar with the new bridge? That there's three parts to the new bridge. There's the Iowa bound, there's the Illinois bound, and then on the side of that's not lit up, there's a pedestrian walk on the sidewalk. No, I didn't. Okay.
I'm not gonna know.
Okay. Do you know
Maybe I'm not gonna say that.
Did you know you were driving on the sidewalk?
Oh no, because I would have noticed the side.
You were on the pedestrian part of the
I'm
bridge.
sorry. Wait a minute.
Say your first name again.
Chhabria.
So you after we're done here, you're going to be arrested today, okay? And you're going to be charged with reckless homicide. You were driving a vehicle and you struck 3 people.
3.
One's dead, one's going to die, and the other one's critically injured.
I killed somebody's baby. I killed somebody's baby. No. And he's not going to be alright without me. I killed somebody's baby. I killed somebody's baby. Do you understand?
I know.
I killed somebody's baby.
What you're doing, girl, but
I killed somebody's baby. You said the walkway was right there and I wasn't supposed to be driving there on the bridge. And it was a baby. And I killed somebody's baby. I killed somebody's baby. And now look at my baby. He's going to be without me. I killed somebody's baby and now look at my baby. I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? Because my baby was my blessing. I died 3 times having my son on the table. You know what I'm saying? My son was my blessing. I lost my son when I was pregnant. I died 3 times on the table having my son. 3 times. 3 times. They had to bring oxygen. I'll never forget. I'll never forget. The last time I took my last breath, I heard my son cry. I heard my son cry. That's what brought me all the way through. And I promised God. And here it is, I took somebody else's baby's life.
One day later, on Monday, May the 23rd of 2022, the Rock Island County State's Attorney's Office charged Chhabria Harris with aggravated driving under the influence causing great bodily harm, aggravated driving under the influence causing death, failure to stop at the scene of an accident involving death or personal injury, aggravated reckless driving, and reckless homicide. She remained at the Rock Island County Jail on a $2 million bond. 3 days later, on Thursday, May the 26th, Anthony Castaneda died from the injuries he sustained on the bridge that night. Thankfully, Charles Bowen survived. If convicted on each of the charges, 47-year-old Chhabria was looking at spending much, if not all, of the rest of her life behind bars. That said, the Rock Island County State's Attorney's Office presented a plea offer months before the trial was scheduled to begin. By then, Miss Harris had been locked up since her accident, and while incarcerated, she picked up an additional charge for assaulting another inmate. The state agreed to drop the initial charges and the assault charge to give her credit for the time that she had served if she pleaded guilty to the aggravated DUI causing death charge. On Wednesday, November the 8th of 2023, she formally accepted the state's offer and signed the paperwork in the Rock Island County Court. During the hearing, Judge Frank Furr reminded her that by accepting the deal, she was waiving her right to a trial. Then, he promptly sentenced her to 20 years in state prison. Per Illinois law, she will have to serve at least 85% or 17 years of the 20-year sentence before she will be eligible for release. Judge Furr wished her good luck as she was led out of the courtroom. In addition to the state charges, Anthony Castaneda's family filed a wrongful death suit against Miss Harris. The suit alleged that Miss Harris failed to keep a proper lookout, that she was driving faster than was reasonable or necessary, and that she failed to reduce speed or brake sufficiently to avoid striking Mr. Castaneda. The suit also claimed that Anthony Castaneda sustained serious injuries, that he suffered greatly, that he lost wages, and that his family spent a significant amount of money on medical treatment before he passed away on May the 26th. The city of Bettendorf, Iowa, was also named in a similar lawsuit filed jointly by each of the victims' families. Surprisingly, it alleged that the city was negligent for failing to place barriers at the entrance to the pedestrian walkway. In 2024, the city of Bettendorf approved a $2.4 million settlement, and shortly thereafter, crews installed 2 bollards at each end of the pedestrian path to prevent similar tragedies from happening in the future.